Welcome to the January 3rd Hug Nation, the Happy New Year Hug Nation. What a gathering, what a gift, what a joy to share this time with you. I'm very excited. Can you tell? I am excited about the way the year is starting. I'm excited about the upheaval in the air. I'm excited about the awakenings happening all over the place. I'm excited about the change. I'm excited about the constants. I'm excited about sharing this now with you. There's a few things I want to talk about today. One is this book that my mom gave me. It is called Prayers of the Cosmos. And it is a reinterpretation of the original Aramaic words of Jesus. Now, lately I've been really enjoying Jesus more. I went through a period of time in my life where I was raised in a church, I went through confirmation, then I went to college and started to open my mind up and see the world and learn about history and realized that the church sucked. Or at least many of the dogma, many of the institutions created around Christianity had acted in ways that are just so out of line with a path of love and what I believe to be the intentions and the words of Jesus. But over time, I started to relax my anger and kind of make peace with Christianity, especially make peace with Jesus. Not just make peace, but start to recognize him as a prophet, a powerful teacher, a true mystic, one of many powerful teachers and mystics. I believe there are many people living today that have had similar experiences, that have the same Christ consciousness to share, and I think history is full of people with these. I think the difference with Jesus is that he had a killer PR firm, that unfortunately, like many PR firms, has spun it into a way that allows for maximum, impact and push and reach, even if that is out of alignment with the original message. If Jesus was a band, now's the time when the apostles would be like, "Man, you sold out, bro." But there is this movement of a return to the historical Jesus. My mom is actually very involved and goes to seminars and has a bookshelf of books. A great person to look at is Bishop Spong. Has these beautiful writings re-examining Christianity from this kind of spiritual place. And so this is one of the books that I was handed. It's by Neil Douglas-Klotz, and who is a scholar and of language and of Aramaic, and basically talks about how Aramaic is not a language like Greek. It is not rigid. It is very fluid. It has many depths of meaning. There is lots of poetry to it. And so this whole book is really looking at the Lord's Prayer and the Beatitudes, which the Beatitudes are, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. That is the part on the Sermon on the Mount when he says, "Blessed are the peacekeepers, blessed are the meek," etc., etc. Which, by the way, my grandfather, the minister, when I was asking him about the Bible and things, he told me, "Look, just read the Sermon on the Mount. If you can read and study the Sermon on the Mount, you'll get everything you need out of the Bible." I'm sure there are people who would be furious to hear that advice. So I wanted to first read here's just some phrasing or analysis of the differences in Aramaic language and possible translation differences. For example, that "blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth" can also mean "soften what's rigid inside you, and you shall receive physical vigor and strength from the universe." Suddenly, that sounds kind of woo-woo awesome. "Blessed are the pure in heart" can also mean "blessed are those whose passion is electrified by deep, abiding purpose." I'm going to read that one more time. "Blessed are those whose passion is electrified by deep, abiding purpose." That's something that we're going to get into a little bit more today. Heaven in Aramaic means, in fact, the universe. Maybe all of these feuding ideologies on the planet are actually the same ideology with feuding interpretations. I actually have this theory about the divine, and it's like religion in general, is that humanity and our search for spirituality is a lot like a game of Iron Chef. You ever seen that game? It's a TV show where all these master chefs show up and they're given a surprise ingredient, say, squid or eggplant, and then they take the surprise ingredient and they have to make all these dishes out of the surprise ingredient, and then at the end of the show the judges taste all the dishes and award to the master chef. And I think that's the situation with all the world religions, except the mystery ingredient is source, is the divine, is God. And so you have these master chefs, you have these Buddhas, these Christs, these Muhammads, and they get the gift of the secret ingredient. They experience the divine, and then they try to prepare this magical dish in a way that their community will appreciate. So they explain it, they dress it up in whatever condiments their people can get. So maybe there's a bacon-wrapped mustard god divine. Maybe there is a saffron and chickpea divine. Maybe there is a rice and raw fish divine. And then you have these chefs, and their followers then start yelling at each other. No! Sushi source is way better! No! Mayonnaise source, way better! And we have this fighting over the preparation, when the reality is the dish is identical. We're ingesting the same nutrients. We're asked to connect with the exact same ideas. So, with that understanding, I find it much easier to appreciate these, foreign dishes, these exotic spices of ideas and spirituality, knowing that it is a source idea that is inexpressible in words, that is filtered through the words and culture of the people that teacher was trying to communicate to. Think about Jesus. Imagine there is an individual who has this profound spiritual breakthrough, who connects with Source, has this Christ consciousness delivered and gifted to him. Some people say, there's this big chunk of time that is missing from his history, that he traveled to the East and actually, experienced these Eastern teachings. So imagine he has this awareness. He is given these teachings and then returns to 0 or 1, 10, 20 AD, and is trying to communicate with the people who are, at best uneducated, but incredibly ignorant, unworldly, unread, and then is trying to explain wordless, powerful ideas. He does the best he can. He shapes it with whatever saffron, mayonnaise, whatever it is that he thinks that can make the most sense to these people. And now, 400 years later, people make a cookbook trying to explain his dish, and 2,000 years later, people are fighting over the ingredients of the dish. If he came back, he'd be like, look, whoa, you are an entirely different people. You have had entirely different world experiences. Science has taught you so much more. I can communicate this in such a different way now. Okay. So, that being said, let's say that he didn't even kind of dumb down his words, and he allowed the poetry of Aramaic to guide the way that he was trying to explain these things. Listen to the Lord's Prayer that we use today, and the Lord's Prayer as this scholar has reinterpreted. Okay, the original Lord's Prayer from the King James English translation. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. If you've ever been to church, you have said that in a big group of people. It is a powerful and beautiful experience. Now, let me read this translation. And every line of this could be interpreted many ways. It's almost like each line is a haiku, or is like a very rich potential of interpretation. So this is one that he came up with. O birther, father, mother of the cosmos, focus your light within us, make us useful. Create your reign of unity now. Your one desire then acts with ours, as in all light, so in all forms. Grant what we need each day in bread and insight. Loose the cords of mistakes binding us, as we release the strands we hold of others' guilt. Don't let surface things delude us, but free us from what holds us back. From you is born all ruling will, the power and the life to do. The song that beautifies all, from age to age, it renews. Truly, power to these statements. May they be ground from which all my actions grow. Amen. Isn't that cool? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just like letting go of the rigid, coarse human interpretations of divine ideas allows for so much more. It allows it to resonate in a way that is beyond the head, that is in the heart. I find this one goes, whoo. I love that idea that heaven can mean the universe. Wow. Wow. So, I'm going to apply some of the condiments of my world experience and try to communicate the gift of this now moment and lead us in a Hug Nation hug. So wherever you are, grab yourself by the shoulders and give thanks for this body, this gift. Be aware that it is so in tune with the cosmos. It is filled with cycles. It is filled with healing. It is filled with breath and heartbeat. When we sleep and when we wake, these cycles continue, just as the tides and waves continue whether we sleep or whether we wake. And beneath this physical body, we house a personality, a collection of experiences and ideas that we experience the world as, that we create plans from, that we create a future and craft and do our best to protect ourselves and provide for those we love. And it is easy to get caught up in what the mind has done, what the mind has seen, in what should be done. And we forget that so much of what we are is already in alignment, that already is provided for, that already is cycling towards healing and abundance. And so let us enjoy our personality's experience without getting so caught up that we fall into fear, that we fall into pain and suffering as we wish things were different. Let us surrender to that seed inside, to that song inside, to that rhythm that controls our breath and the seasons and the universe. And as we forgive ourselves for getting caught up in our ego mind, let's forgive everyone that we encounter. Forgive our debtors. And know that deep inside them is that same divine spark, that same truth. No matter how much they seem at odds with our path, no matter how aggressive, no matter how hurtful, those are not their true actions. Those are the actions of an illusion, of a hypnosis, of a spell. So let's see through that spell in them. Let's see through it in ourselves. Let's see the unity and connection that we all share. And just for a moment, let's feel part of that one, a single cell in a cosmic organism. Let's surrender. Let's acknowledge that we have a far more limited experience of this cosmos than our minds may trick us to believe. And when we can surrender, we can allow ourselves to float. We can let it steer us to places that we could never think to go. Take a deep breath. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all the love warriors, happy Hug Nation. Thank you for being you, for allowing your light to shine, for letting your vibration to align with all, to amplify the love inside you and around you that you are. It is a gift and joy to share this now with you. It is a powerful feeling to align my vibration with you. I love you. Thank you. Namaste.
You, beautiful person, are listening to the Hug Nation podcast with Halcyon, recorded live every Tuesday. HugNation.com.
You only live once. Enjoy the color.